We on set on my first live. Caresha, please.
Say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name.
Going to Revolt World.
All right, everybody.
Saturday. Hey y'all, hey, come with me to Revolt World Atlanta. So I was told this used to be Tyler Perry's old studios. I'm not for sure, but this was really nice. The event space was really nice. I did get complimentary tickets. I got it from the meetup group. It was free. So they said if you had those type of tickets, you had to get in there early. So I got myself on up there. And so, here I'm just walking around, seeing what's going on. They did have some shows ready to start. So, just, seeing what all they got going on. They have food and you can get drinks and all that type of stuff. So at the event, the people I was most trying to see, this was Saturday. It was a 3-day weekend. I went on Saturday. I wanted to see Lauren London, Caresha Please Live, among other things. So I hope you all enjoy it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let's talk about it in the comments.
Listen, each of you are here for one reason, right? That's to be better. Why did the music go all the way away? Can I get just a little? Thank you. You're all here to be better at one thing, right? You're better at podcasting today. We're going in deep on podcasting. We're giving you the blueprint today. And we've got a dope set of people to walk you through. Now, we've changed things a little bit, so I'm not going to introduce everybody individually. I'm going to let them do that. We got 30 seconds. Desiree, please tell them who you are.
My name is Desiree Talley. I'm the lawyer for Revolt. I also have a podcast on Revolt Podcast Network called Pop Law, which is a pop culture and entertainment law podcast where we are educating people on the law through celebrity lawsuits.
What she didn't tell you is she is nominated for, I think, every damn category at the Black Podcast Awards. Almost all of them.
All right, I was trying to be humble over here. So the show has
in the podcast space. I produce podcasts. I like to say that I am a storyteller. I help Black women and families tell their stories. And yeah, at Revolt, this is my second year as a podcast producer. We have Carefree Black Girl Podcast over there, and I produce other shows. We'll talk about those later.
Quanta is your passion. When you think about how you move forward with passion, I want you to listen to everything she says today. Aki, brother, who are you?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Aki Garrett, founder and GM of the Revolt Podcast Network, as well as the VP of Business Development at Revolt. So good to see everybody. We'll get more into my story later, but I built the podcast network from an idea on the chalkboard to include these fabulous podcasters and about 40 others. So give it up.
We have all heard that content is king. And I think we all believe that, but I have a challenge for that. There is so much content out there. There are so many people producing amazing content that I would argue that content fills the space, but engagement lifts the place. So I want to talk about engagement today. And Aki, I want to start with you. From your perch as the GM of the podcasting network.
Most podcasts, vast majority of podcasts are interview format. And it's not always, I say, predicated on the caliber of your guest. It's really predicated on the caliber of your conversation. That's the first and foremost. The second thing I would say is shameless self-promotion. I've been in this business going on 10 years in the podcast space. And the first thing I learned and the thing I continue to tell people is it's shameless self-promotion. You got to push yourself, right? Whether that's on social, that's coming to events like this, networking, going to other events like South by and all these events that really cater and have podcasts, a focus on podcasts. You really got to shamelessly self-promote yourself. And then the third thing I would say is aligning yourself and building a network and a team around the podcast. Right? One of the beautiful things about joining a network is that you kind of get that team if you're a solo podcaster. So you get support on the marketing side, you get support on the sales side, you get support on the distribution side. And so I would say those are probably the three key things to really help take your podcast to the next level.
Desiree, I want to go to you now.
Think about longevity and quality content. In addition to that, music. A lot of people like to put music in their podcast, but you have to clear and pay that. the great example is that girl Bobby that interviewed Drake. Drake played Tyga's song Rack City throughout the entire interview, or a segment of it, but he played the song. And while that podcast interview gained millions of views, it had to come down because that music was not clear. The label smashed it. So think about those type of elements not going viral and longevity of the episode that you're putting out.
I want to ask a follow-up to you on that one. I'm just a small podcast.
I shamelessly promoted Carefree Black Girl. We started Carefree Black Girl podcast in 2016 to be the voice of the Carefree Black Girl movement. And I just kept promoting it. Even when I went to look for hosts, it was a very like, hey, are there any Black women who want to talk about an array of conversations geared to other Black women? And people came out. From there, it's engage in that community nonstop. So we started out as a picnic, and now we do the Carefree Black Girl Cookout Tour. I'm finding that people want more things specifically for the podcast. So our podcast, we're going to do like a dinner with some of our fans here in Atlanta. So small things like that, I think, goes a long way. You use an example like, hey, I've only had a podcast for 3 weeks, and it's 4 or 5 people listening. That's great. That's a great start. Get them in a group chat. Say, hey y'all, I'm gonna drop every Tuesday, Wednesday. Can you all post my show for me? That's a great way to do guerrilla marketing and have an army. So I think that, believing in yourself relentlessly, not trying to go viral is a big one, because I'll tell you that we went viral last year. If y'all remember the pink sauce that came out, whatever.
The setting, no matter who is around, I believe in authenticity, and that is the only way to be successful. I know my why, and that moves everything that I do. My personal why is the protection of Black culture. My mission is to protect Black culture, educate people on Black culture, and make sure that I'm advancing Black culture. I'm doing that from a legal perspective because I am a lawyer. So before a podcaster, I'm an attorney first. Second, podcaster. Third, which encompasses everything. I just love Black people and I care about us. So Pop Law was developed. Thank you.
Y'all can clap for that. Loving Black people. Come on.
Put you in a mindset of like, I don't want to be fraudulent in my life anymore. I don't want to just be hired work. I want to have some type of purpose in my work. And I think I just wasn't taking jobs for maintenance anymore. Like I would do a lot of movies or TV shows to maintain, some type of financial access in my life. And I just was tired of that. And I was okay with just not making a certain amount of money for the bigger picture. And I think that my life drastically changing made me not want to pretend anymore. I really wanted to be in my purpose and really put stuff out there that didn't take away from the world, but that put into the world.
So
Change for me is that it's really not about me anymore. Like, I feel like I'm doing soul work. And even if, on any scale, even if it's things people don't see that I do, or if it's things that people see that I do, it's what am I doing for others? I just don't want to be here for myself, right? I want to leave an imprint. And so a part of these capsules and just a part of my partnership with Puma is to reach back to my community, and just inspire, give some insight. And leaving those activations, I'm always filled up. You know what I mean? Because it's not about me, and it is about the collective. And I think when you are in pain, or if you are sad or depressed, when you get into service, it really is helpful. And so just being of service and just, one of my biggest prayers is like, God, allow them to see you. I don't want them to see me. I just want to be the best in anything that I do. You know what I mean? So that's really important for me.
Here go Diddy.
y'all. First live. Caresha, please. Right here at Revolt World, we're about to get into some things. We're about to get into some smoke with the one and only Ari the Dunn. Y'all make some noise for Ari! Hey y'all. Bartender. Oh, bitch. well, before we get into some things, I just want to say you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You look so good. And bartender, can we get a Caresha, please? So when you gonna bring me on there? Because I told you I like lamb chop, wagyu, yellowtail.
See, I don't know about
hibachi rice.
Caresha, you don't even know how to make that. I don't know how to make that shit.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta.
I'm gonna get it together and you gonna come on there. We're gonna do it.
I wanna do it at your house.
Oh, okay. We can do it at my house.
All right, I'm gonna go upstairs after.
Let's go. We can go to the back now. It's nothing. Caresha, please.
Ari, please.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name.
Amber Grimes, Tank, Queen Naija, Muni Long, Jazzy, and Brandon Payano at Revolt World.
I'm racing over to plead my case. See what she saw was me and slammed the door in my face. Fellas, tell me why. How come we always do it wrong? Do it wrong. How come